Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean Mathis here, author of the Insurance Marketing Blueprint. And I want to talk to you guys about some marketing trends that are super important and some statistics that you have to know if you plan on building a successful agency in today's social savvy environment. Guys, this is probably one of the most competitive industries on planet Earth, right? And with all of the new applications and technologies and social media, new companies that are coming out, AI-based companies, the insurance industry is just experiencing a massive amount of change. And it couldn't be more exciting if you are able to grasp some of the concepts that I teach you, and you're able to really harness the power of social media. It can really catapult your success exponentially faster than agents who started 10 years ago. The idea of being able to write a couple $1 million of new business premium in a year's time was unheard of back before the internet came on board. And then you got the internet lead that really changed the way that we reach consumers and as insurance agents. But over the last I'd say 5 or 6 years, those things are dead, man. Nobody's having success with internet leads. And I'm going to share with you why that is. But if you're able to grasp modern day technologies, you're able to understand how to effectively use automation and things like retargeting, social media, how to use drip campaigns, really automate your sales and follow-up process. You can take what's being offered in terms of technology and really just explode and dominate in your local market. So I want to talk to you guys about some of the statistics that you need to understand moving into the years to come if you're going to be successful. One of the things you got to understand, guys, is as an industry, 60% of insurance agents are going to fail in the first 12 months. 60% are going out of business in the first 12 months. 78% aren't going to make it 3 years. And over 80% of insurance agents will go out of business before they hit year 5. That's an enormous amount of attrition. And it's because there is so much to learn as an insurance agent, as an entrepreneur, as a marketer, and to be an individual agent and a small business owner in a multi-billion-dollar industry where companies are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to market can be one of the most challenging things that you ever embark on. Understand that reaching consumers today is dramatically different than it was even 5 or 10 years ago. And I think what I want you really to understand is who your perfect customer is. Understand how to reach them, how to engage them in an effective way that's meaningful, but also unique, right? Because while you're competing with the Geicos and the Progressives and the $100 million budgets that are thrown out there by Allstate and State Farm and companies like Liberty Mutual, you have to be able to differentiate yourself. And the great thing with social media and some of the technologies that we're using is it makes that so much easier today. You're able to really build a strong top of mind brand awareness if you can harness technology the way that we're teaching you. You got to understand that 70% of millennials indicated that they did business locally because of a referral that they got from social media. So social media has not only changed the way that people communicate together, but how customers interact with brands and how they give and receive referrals today. I mean, you look at things like Facebook recommendations. How many times have you seen on your, on a Facebook post of somebody saying, hey, does anybody know a good insurance agent? Does anybody know a good real estate agent? Hey, my wireless carrier, I'm tired of being with Sprint. Who do you guys recommend? This stuff happens all day, every single day. And it is becoming a massive resource for your potential customers. So if you don't have a strong digital footprint, you don't have a strong presence on a platform like Facebook where you've got thousands of people in your local market on Facebook asking who's a good insurance company, you are totally missing the boat. Millennials are the largest consumer group on the planet, and they're the most savvy, guys. At this point, millennials are getting married, they're settling into their careers, they're buying homes. That's the demographic you're going to have to reach if you plan on being here long term. Sure, your older demographics are going to have a little bit more money. They're going to have be more risk adverse, better driving records, but those are also consumers who are not as prone to switching, right? But we found some really good strategies, and in fact, we've got higher conversion rates from 45 to 65 than we do in our millennial campaigns. So we've got some campaigns that are absolutely crushing it for those older generations, but you cannot ignore millennials, and you cannot ignore how to reach them, especially if you're planning on being around for 10 years. Right? You know, rapidly advancing technology, changes in consumer behaviors, and the fact that many agency owners are nearing retirement right now creates a perfect storm for an agent who's either young, new in the business, or hungry and ready to take technology by the horns and just absolutely crush it. Because so many people are riding the renewal trains. The average age of an insurance agent is 52 years old right now. So a lot of these folks are nearing retirement age. They're slowing down, and that leaves a massive opportunity for somebody who's ready to aggressively grow to take these principles and just absolutely kill it. And listen, if you're experienced with 10 years or more in this business, or you're over 50, you're at an extraordinary disadvantage, and you've got a critical decision to make right now. All right, we're already seeing that companies are cutting back compensation. They're incentivizing for new business growth. They want their agency force to aggressively grow. They're cutting, you know, I've got clients at every major carrier, and people are getting cut for not producing. It doesn't matter if they've been with them for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They're losing their contracts because they're looking for agents that are hungry and aggressive to grow. You've got to really decide whether or not you're going to adapt to technology, you're going to take it seriously, or you really need to consider getting out of this business. If you're not going to adapt, you're not going to, take technology and social media and digital marketing seriously, you will not survive 10 years. I promise you won't survive 10 years. The odds are already stacked against you in the absence of the variable of technology. I'm certain by now that, some of the old traditional, what I call archaic marketing strategies like purchasing leads, direct mail, door knocking, these simply don't work. They don't provide a return on investment. Maybe in 2002, internet leads provided a positive return on investment, but these are just recycled leads at this point. You're not getting anything new. And the problem with these internet marketing, these internet lead providers, is they're still doing the same thing they were doing 10 years ago to generate leads, which is why they're reaching a lower caliber customer. They're generating low quality leads because they're targeting active shoppers. What we teach you, what I teach you in the Insurance Marketing Blueprint, is how to find highly qualified, laser targeted, get the exact demographic that your underwriters have an appetite for, how to get that person, identify which of them are interested but not yet shopping. You want to get them before they start shopping, and how to get those people with good paying jobs, college educations, good salaries, married, kids, cars, homeowners, getting premiums that are $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 a year per household. How to get in front of those people. And it's never been possible until things like social media came with the enormous amount of targeting. So you've got search-based targeting, which is what all of your lead providers are doing, but then you've got disruptive marketing, which is what we teach and what we implement for our clients that we run campaigns for, and how we market and generate leads. But you've got to have a holistic approach, because when we work for a client, when a client hires us to generate their leads, we're doing so much more than just generating leads. We're generating leads, we're sharing performance reports, we're exposing the ads in the process. Our agents can see the ads that are running, they see the process that we're using behind the scenes to generate the leads, they see every action that we make in real time. Other lead providers aren't doing that. Not only that, we're delivering exclusive leads in real time. Then we follow it up with email drips, with text message marketing, we telemarket, we live transfer. All of this comes as the service that we implement for our clients, because generating leads isn't going to cut it in a hyper competitive market like this. It always makes me laugh when when I hear an insurance agent say, I can see that everything is moving towards social media, or I can see that Facebook's the future. Yeah, those things were true in 2008, guys, 2009. What you got to understand right now is that social media and digital marketing is the right now. Fortunately, it's not too late because this is a slow moving industry. So you still got plenty of time to get ahead of the 8 ball and start taking these strategies and putting them to use. And there's about 1,800 agents that are walking around the country right now that have this secret weapon called the Insurance Marketing Blueprint. And I want to get this in your hands. And I'll give you a link here at the end that you can join and have access to all of this material. And the book will be out soon. And I highly encourage you to have the book. And you need to make sure that every single one of your team members reads this book and understands it, right? So to build an effective social media marketing plan, you really have to understand the statistics and the driving forces behind social media. These statistics are what opened my eyes to how powerful technology truly is and what an important role that social media would play in the future of the insurance industry. And it's all starting to come to fruition. The things that I was saying 5 years ago, we're seeing happen right now, guys. It's happening right now. So some of the stats that I want you to know is as of August 2018, there were 2.2 billion active monthly users worldwide. 210 million Americans have profiles on Facebook. 117 million Americans are using LinkedIn. And here's kind of a breakdown of the demographics by platform and what they look like. Age demographics, income levels, education levels, whether they're urban, suburban, or rural. And here's the thing, when you're talking about 210 out of 350 million Americans, everybody's using it, everybody. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time diving into the income levels because everybody that you want to insure, I promise you, has a Facebook or a LinkedIn, one of the two. All right, so let's dive into some of the key statistics and opportunities. Listen, to become an expert marketer, you got to understand how to identify the biggest areas of opportunities. It's just not enough to have your name out there or to have a profile on social media. If you want to be successful as a digital marketer, number one, hire an expert, hire us. But if you're going to take it on yourself, you got to understand some of these principles and how it works. Right? The reason that I became so successful as a marketer is not only did I understand the current state of social media and digital marketing, but I also know where it's going. I can stay ahead of the trends. I can start running campaigns on new platforms and testing them and start generating leads before anybody else is. But some of the things I want to point out from the previous figures, that 80% of people 18 to 49 use Facebook. 8 in 10, guys. Here's what's awesome. Only 65% of ages 50 to 64 are on Facebook and only 41% of ages 64 and older. What that tells me is that there is a massive opportunity with these older demographics. They're starting to catch up with it. They're starting to log on. They're starting to build profiles. In fact, the baby boomer generation is the #1 fastest growing generation on Facebook. More new profiles are generated in that age demographic than any other. And what you can also notice is those 18 to 24 are not using Facebook as their primary platform. They've now moved to things like Snapchat and Instagram. So that's where you can kind of see, okay, well, if I'm going to be in business 15 years from now, those folks that are, 13, 14, 15, 18, those guys, what are they doing? Look long term. Look beyond what's going on today. But assuming 80% of all demographics will become an active monthly user on Facebook, and I believe that to be true, there's enormous opportunity with the baby boomers. There's still 15% who haven't even logged on yet. Still 39% of people 64 and older who haven't even got on yet. So there's still an enormous amount of opportunity and growth. It's not like this thing is going anywhere. It's still growing. Folks ages 18 to 29 lead social media use on every single platform. 70% of Facebook users have some college. 9 in 10 Americans 18 to 29 are using YouTube, and 8 in 10 ages 24 to 49 are using YouTube. Video marketing is huge, guys. We're seeing triple-digit growth in engagement and the effectiveness of video marketing. And I mentioned that you need to know where social media is heading next. If you want to figure out where, look at what kids 12 to 18 and 18 to 24 are doing. What are they doing? What are they using? What are your kids using? Ask them what apps are cool. What social media platforms is everybody talking about? Start familiarizing yourself with that. Subscribe to some blogs, figure it out. You know, while you may not be prospecting those that are in those age demographics, you got to know where they're going, because that's what determines what technologies are popular, right? Like our kids were on Facebook before we were, they were on Instagram before we were, and now we see age 35 to 49 rapidly growing with Instagram use. You got to understand how to interpret the data as it pertains to insurance lead generation. So we're finding that our marketing is we're getting high levels of traffic and high volume of lead conversion on Facebook ages 25 to 49. But although the volume and the traffic is higher, ages 50 and older, we're seeing higher conversion rates. We're seeing a higher percentage of those 50 and older that are not only clicking on the ads, but filling out the forms, setting appointments, closing business from. So the volume is at the millennial level right now, but there's simply more millennial users than there are baby boomers, but the conversion rate is actually higher among your older demographics, the folks that you guys want to insure. They have the highest conversion rate. 7 in 10 Americans 18 to 24 on Instagram, 8 and 10 are on Snapchat. 40% of Americans 30 to 49 are on Instagram versus 26 on Snapchat. So what you can derive here is that, you know, where to reach each demographic, but more importantly, where the future is headed, which platforms are becoming more popular, where are we seeing the most growth? Today, Instagram and Snapchat are dominated by those 18 to 24. Mark my words, we're rolling into 2020 right now. Mark my words, in the next 24 months, Instagram and Snapchat are going to be major players in the insurance marketing world. So I'll leave you with this. Keep in mind, not only did I personally build a massive insurance agency using the strategies, but I've helped over 1,500 agents double, even triple their new business in the first 30 to 45 days of working with me. You'll be able to pick up, 5 to 10 years worth of production using digital media. What would normally have taken you a year, 5 to 10 years, you can pick that up in a year by leveraging social media, by understanding these concepts. Understanding that, hey, when somebody clicks on my website, I want to be able to show them ads every time they log back on. I want to keep that frequency up. Instead of sending a postcard for 60 cents, you can hit somebody for 3 cents in their newsfeed. You can run an ad that shows up in their Facebook Messenger, in their LinkedIn Messenger, in their Gmail account, on the apps that they use. You can follow them around on the websites that they visit. It's frequency, guys. Build that top of mind brand awareness. You don't have to have a $100 million budget to build strong name brand recognition. What you have to do is market to your list effectively, consistently. When you get somebody's information, you purchase a lead, you need to have a systematic way to follow up with them. You need to make sure that once you get their information, that they will not get away from you. Because the moment you stop marketing to them, somebody else is going to. What you can bet on is Geico, Progressive, State Farm, Allstate, Nationwide are going to be hitting them every single day across radio, television, mailers, right? Everywhere they go, they're going to be hit with those. So you've got to be able to be effective and hit them in a more intimate spot. What you're not going to see is State Farm running an ad in their Messenger, running an ad when they're in the Facebook Marketplace, right? So you can take over and beat them at their own game by utilizing things like marketing automation, by using email marketing, by using pixels to track them, to build custom audiences and say, hey, every time they jump on, I want to serve this person my ad. All right, and that's exactly what we do. We teach you that in this program. We teach you that in the book, teach you how to target your audience. And more importantly, we handle it for you. We've got one of the best teams in the industry to handle digital marketing. I'd encourage you to visit my website, surefiredigitalmedia.com. Take a look at it. There's a chat function. We work late hours. You can always catch somebody. I've got people on the East Coast and the West Coast, so we run a solid 12 to 14-hour day every single day. Hit us up on Facebook. We would love to have an opportunity to show you what we do, help you understand the process. What we do is we want to be a marketing partner with you, not just a lead provider. Listen, you can buy leads anywhere. We all know that. But what we do is get you the right leads. We hit the right person at the right time with the right message and generate the right leads that are going to produce the right results that you're looking for to close business and make money.